Hello. Welcome to my brand new channel. As you could see in the title, in the picture, what is not on the grid? Well, it's my new YouTube channel to start off, and initially I created it to mimic sustainable living, but not on actual grid. See, most YouTube channel I have watched in the past, they have claimed that they're living on the grid, and the truth is, if you live on a grid, you shouldn't be using a public utility, public water source, public septic system, anything that you will get automatically in acquiring a property or that's there, you know, that would disqualify the notion of living on a grid. And at my current location right now, I live in an urban neighborhood in New Jersey, and actually it's a city. And the reason for naming the channel Not on the Grid is because I didn't want to attach myself to the confusion and the stigma, you know. So first of all, I named my channel Not on the Grid based on my current location and my future location, because me and my wife, we're in the process of relocating from the city to a more secluded, quiet neighborhood per se. And that neighborhood, I wouldn't even consider it as anything has to do with the grid, because the property we're actually acquiring right now is right next door to the township municipal building, and it's also right next door to the township park, you know. And the reason why I say township is actually it's like a little small scale neighborhood, but it's far away from the city. Now I live north in New Jersey, and the property we're acquiring is furthermore north. So and actually it's on the farming side of New Jersey. It's mostly farm. So basically we're acquiring old farmland, which is good for two reasons. It's much more space. So we're going from, a matter of fact, we're upgrading from a 2-bedroom apartment to nearly 2 acres of land and the chances of building our own home. So that I used to have a American made muscle car, the Dodge, one of those SRT, and basically I was making YouTube videos off of that, and I quickly realized, that was leading up to a lot of trouble, especially trying to be a car YouTuber in the city. It quickly was leading up to trouble, so I departed from that. I'm from Jamaica, and growing up as a kid, I did a lot of farming, and then he came to me and said, "Why don't you continue to farm? But how am I going to farm from a 2-bedroom apartment while I live in a city?" So, then it came to me that, we definitely need a place. Not just any place, not just buying a cardboard box to live in. We need a place, somewhere where I could farm, I could raise my daughter, I could raise my son, I could raise basically livestock, grow vegetables, even spending time planting trees, all of those good stuff. Things that would enrich me and enrich the surrounding I live in, So I quickly realized my bad hobby of those car YouTube related video was costing me, so I departed from it. Fast forward to year July 2020. after the birth of my daughter. My wife and I was sitting in bed watching TV one night. Actually, we was watching a random YouTube video, and for some reason I accidentally clicked on an Amazon ad, and that Amazon ad was showcasing super cheap prefab cabin homes. Keyword cabin homes. No, cabin homes wouldn't normally appeal to me because I spent all my life living in the city. But I say, hey, those things look cozy, it looks comfortable, and it's different. You know, in the city you see a lot of matches box and matches sticks house. So basically they take a cardboard and they put all these sticks in it, these sticks and woods in it. You know, that's what I mean. And you pay an arm and a leg. You know, so you'd buy a cardboard box house with some matches sticks in it for like $200,000, $300,000. You know, and give it 5 year. You know, your boiler goes bad, your septic goes bad. You know, because it's so much houses in the city, and it's like so little space. So it's like everybody electrical, everybody septic is tied into one. You know, so if this person's septic systems go bad, then it affects your septic system. You know, but so I went on an Amazon website and I started looking at these prefab home, and I'll show it just a minute in this video. And I was amazed because those prefab home, the starting price on one of those was about $5,000, and then it ranges upwards to nearly $100,000. Now you might think anyone would be crazy for buying a home online, especially Amazon, but it's real. You know, All American Wood is a company. You know, they have these little 260 square feet, 270 square feet prefab home up for sale, and basically it includes everything. So if you purchase a prefab home, whether through Amazon or on their actual website, you're buying a kit. You know, and it's like the new modern day style of buying a home. You're buying a kit. You know, and I'll show all these prefab home in the video. So moving forward, you know, I started browsing and I got an idea. So I'm looking and I'm browsing, and the idea came to me, why don't I get my own version of a prefab home? So immediately I showed it to my wife and I said, babe, look, they're selling these $5,000 prefab home and these $10,000 prefab home. And she was sold on the idea because me and my wife, we're both from Jamaica, and when it comes to tiny living, off the grid living, we know our way around, because you know we both wasn't born into any luxury, or our parents didn't have any mansion, or we didn't have a mansion back in our country. And if you live in one of those country, you know what poverty is. You know, so she started looking also, and I saw this 10 by 10 shipping container prefab home, but it was selling for $39,000, and I'm like, what? A 10 by 10 metal can selling for $39,000? You know, and I said, that's ridiculous. And then I got an idea and I said, why don't I build my own shipping container home? And from one thing to the next, I started doing a lot of research, extensive research, you know, and I learned it's possible to build your home out of shipping container. Now, I'm going to do a two-part video, and in that second video, I'll discuss all the code, the ordinance, which township I could build and all that stuff leading up to us buying a property. But for now, I wanted to focus on this topic. I don't want to be all over the place and generalize. But anyway, yeah. So you know, So then we started looking for a property, you know, and we started calling up the city hall, the zoning officer, the township, and we started getting a lot of red flags. Not the idea, not the idea of building a shipping container home on actual property, but was getting red flag over, and it has nothing to do with race, but with the COVID going on, that is like a driving factor that slowed our process, because you start calling the zoning officer, and basically most of the time we'll get a voicemail, and they're never in the office. So it's like just bad timing for us to want to acquire a property and build a home and start a homestead. All that is just bad timing. you know but I don't easily give up, and I'm very persistent. Me and my wife, we are both very persistent. So all that process of discovering a prefab home, going on a property hunt, the idea came to me, why don't I create a YouTube channel and create a content on us being first time home buyer, the first Jamaicans on YouTube to actually buy a piece of raw land and develop the land. Cause I'm on YouTube and I'm searching. There's not many Jamaicans I see buying raw land, building a home, starting out. It's not many Jamaicans. There's a few, but I just haven't discovered them yet. You know. So check out my next video. Remember, I'm doing a two-part series video. So subscribe, like, share, and I post new videos daily. And thanks for watching.